Nobody talking? Usually there's a couple of people talking before I get here. Oh. Unless YouTube's just doing something stupid and not showing it to me. There we go. Paul. Maybe I have time to watch the latest Matthias video before Mike gets here. No. You do not. Literally just clicked over to 646 as I was about to press the button. So there. Smart guy. Oh, how are things? How are things? Those of you who are here, pipe up. We're going to do the second last show of the year tonight, as the title implied. Actually, didn't even imply. It explicitly said that. Lajeunesse is here. Oh, better now that Thanksgiving week is over. Yeah, you guys have Thanksgiving too late in the year. You should do it earlier so that it's not so close to Christmas. Man, haven't sent your box yet. At this point, I don't know if you should until later, because I am going to be out of town from the 24 to the 3rd. So depending on how quickly, I think you might want to wait. Because if it gets here and then it sits at the post office, I would hate for them to like send it back because I'm not around to come get it or whatever. Maybe wait till like, I don't know, last week of December so that it gets here the first week of January when I'm back. I don't know. I'll wait till you tell me to do it. Okay. John, how are you doing, my friend? Figured out the lid on my Oneida dust cyclone had broken, which was causing the issues. I don't remember what the issues were. It might have been a conversation you were having in the chat room with other people, and I wasn't involved in it. I remember we were talking dust collection a little bit, but I don't remember Oneida issues. Lack of suction. Yeah, that is an issue. That doesn't suck. Well, you know what I mean. It sucks because it doesn't suck. Hose clogging, lack of suction issues. Okay, yeah. Yep, cracked lid, I guess. Yep. If they can't form a vacuum, that probably is an issue. Smack it on the bottom. That'll usually get the suction working again. Hey-oh. Family show, Tim. I'm making things. I had a good week in the shop. Making boxes. More fucking boxes. Seems like every time I turn around, it's I'm making boxes again. Only need one box. Don't make one box. If you're going to make one box, make multiple boxes. Doesn't make sense to make one box. Unless it's a big box, like a blanket chest or something. Don't make multiple blanket chests. Little boxes. Actually, these aren't all that little. This guy's the smallest of the boxes. And it is, I don't know, 6 by 10. 5 and a bit by 10 by 5. Probably still going to pick up a Harbor Freight 4-inch since it went on sale. Sweet. Nice box. Thanks. I got 4 of them. I needed to make wife's sister jewelry box for Christmas. I'm not gonna make 1 box. That's dumb. Klaatu, hello. Sean McGill, hello. First ever. This is gonna be the first ever Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff project video with a cameraman. Moving shots and stuff. Make 5 boxes, then you have 4 to sell. Well, I'm making 4 boxes, and I'll have 3 to sell. Resawed, so extra parts? Question mark. There was some resawing involved. I don't understand the extra parts. There was some resawing involved. Took one of the many boards of Douglas fir. You guys know how much I like working with Douglas fir. Took one of my many boards of Douglas fir down off the rack, and gonna get 4 boards, 4 boxes, liners, trays, divided tray things that sit down in them. I don't understand the extra parts, question mark. Shouldn't be any extra parts. Did you resaw thick boards so had extra for more boxes? No, the plan all along was, yeah, I mean, yes, I did resaw, not thick boards. I resawed 1-inch Douglas fir. And I was just like, I'm gonna make as many boxes as I can make out of this piece of Douglas fir. Turns out that that's 4, including the liners and trays. I hope I have enough material left out of that board to get liners and trays. I think I do. I'm going to do 4 different kinds of insides of these boxes, actually. One kind is going to be a full mitered liner, sort of half wall, and then the tray will sit down on that little half wall, and it's a full-size tray with dividers and stuff. 2 is full, like half wall mitered liner with a half-size tray, so it can sit down in here and it can slide back and forth, and then you can get to the stuff under it without having to take the tray out, but you can take the tray out. 3 is divided in half, full height, mitered liner half wall in half of it, tray goes down, sits on that, and then the other half is just full depth, half the box. And then the last one, I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to leave it as a box. And maybe flock the inside. Well, there's going to be a lot of flocking happening, at least in the trays. I'm not sure if I'm going to flock other things other than the trays. I don't know. Hello, I am Bobbert. Yes, you absolutely are. How are things, Bobbert? I'm making boxes again, like an idiot. Out of Douglas fir, like an idiot. Have I flocked before? I have flocked before. Yes, the answer is yes. Not a lot. I haven't flocked a lot of things. Maybe only one. Is that my bandsaw box? I flocked the drawer in. That might be it. I may have only flocked one thing. Cannot be right. but I can't think of what else I flocked. Oh, does flocking adhesive go bad? Does it dry up? Yeah. Maybe I'm not flocking. If my flocking adhesive is dry in the can, nothing's getting flocked. Because I'm not going to go around Campbell River looking for flocking adhesive, because I doubt it exists. Asking in case you didn't know what to expect. I know what to expect. It's not awesome. Nasty job, Paul says. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's... Do it in a box. Yes, it does age. Oh. I mean, it's adhesive. It must. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Hopefully it's not dry. Good evening, Mike. Vineyard Farmhouse. How are you, Brett? I'm going to be on Brian's show on Wednesday, 9 Central? 7 Central? I'm a featured guest, interviewee on Brian's show on Wednesday. Talk about making stuff in a box with a mask. Yeah, maybe. Probably not. But yeah, keep your face away from it. At the very least, yes, use a mask. You're right. Yes. Eric Habakabaka's here. Where do you find Brian's show? On the Farmhouse channel, the Vineyard Farmhouse. Probably if you click on his name, it'll take you there, and then you can like and subscribe and whatever. And then after my show, you can unsubscribe. Just kidding. 9 Central. Whatever that is for you guys. I was weak and got the second sailplane off Lee Valley. That's strength, my friend. That's commitment. That's dedication to the craft. Which plane did you get? What'd you get? Did you find yourself at my bar? I did not. I have not been to your bar yet. If I went to your bar, I would let you know, like we would hang out. I saw your pictures, if that's what you're asking. Putting that OT to good use. There you go. What'd you get? Come on. I'm going to say you got Long Angle Jack. Maybe. It's a good one. I got that one. You were on the TV. I didn't see... Did you send me a picture of me on the TV in your bar? Because I don't think I saw that picture. That's the weird thing. It's a number 1. Nothing I needed, but it's pretty. Yeah, I'm right. Sometimes you gotta buy things because it makes you happy. Sitting here watching you on the big screen. Hey, Giant Head Mike. Being completely honest, how many times per week do you floss your teeth? I don't know that there's a consistent number. Because sometimes I just floss my teeth when I get like something stuck. And let's say 3. 4, maybe. That's all they had for seconds, really? Was the number 1? Or did you get in there late and everything was sold out? If you're available tomorrow, Mike, we could talk. Tomorrow, maybe tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night is family movie night. Tomorrow morning, I sleep. Sunday morning is really my only sleep-in day. So I take advantage of that. But maybe tomorrow afternoon. I don't floss, I use a water pick. I think that the sentiment's the same. It serves the same purpose, I think. I must have misspelled it last time. Subscribe to Vineyard. There you go. I've been on his show before, but it's always like sort of panel discussions and like hangout with various people. But Wednesday, it's all about this guy. They had something else, but I was even less interested. I was early because you were in at 10 p.m. the day before it was starting. Oh, nice. I won't lie, I've flossed my teeth 0 times per week. Whatevs. Like I said, I don't like, I'm gonna go floss my teeth. It's like, I got something stuck, and then I'll just go and just do it quick. But I don't just do the one. If I'm just getting the piece of bacon out of my tooth or whatever, like and yes, I am absolutely wasteful. And I use the little flosser stick things with the little plastic, and it's got the little piece of floss. I don't use the roll and like roll it around my fingers floss. I did that. I've grown past that. I have no shame in admitting I buy the little bag of plastic flosser stick things. I don't use the traditional floss. I use the Placker sticks. Is that what I'm talking about? We'll go get one, but yeah, I use the little flosser sticks, and I have like an Oral-B like electric toothbrush with the spinny head, because otherwise it's just too much work. Manually brush your teeth, some kind of caveman. Some kind of primitive. It's like floss on a coping saw handle. Yes, exactly. That's, yeah. Basically, it's like a coping saw with a little floss where the blade is. Yeah. I leave the floss out and feel guilty, but rarely floss. Whatever, man. Do angle my toothbrush up and jam it between the teeth. Whatever gets you there. Why are we talking about like tooth maintenance? Oh, maybe fire a coat of lacquer on these boxes while we're out here. I've done a couple. Could use a couple more probably before Mike's coming back over on Monday to film the cutting the tops off and doing the liners and trays. Hopefully, I can get these damn things done in time for next Saturday. Oh, by the way, no show next week. I don't know if I've mentioned that. Yeah, I think I've mentioned that. This is the second last show of the year. No show next week. Show the Saturday after on the 23rd. And then no show until January 6th. But hopefully we'll have a couple of like edited videos to hold you guys over, to give you your mic fill in those gaps. steer us back to wooden stuff and things. Okay. Probably not going to get too much more market stuff. These boxes are taking up most of my shop energy. So markets, I'm going to try to finish off the snowman bottle stoppers over this coming week and these jewelry boxes, and that's probably about it. Might try a couple of trees just to make my table look a little Christmassier. But whatever. Other than that, it's just leftovers from summer market. And a couple of the things that I'd made on the show between then and now, and the extra pens that I made during class sessions. And no gnomes, I don't think so. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get around to gnomes. Sucks, because they're popular. Maybe. I did, like, just being honest, probably not. Because Monday has got to be a full day of box interiors. Tuesday, I'm probably flocking the box interiors and finishing. Wednesday is probably the bottle stopper. Maybe if depending on how quickly the bottle stoppers go on Wednesday, maybe a couple of gnomes. I doubt it. Also, kind of don't like making specifically Christmas stuff, because whatever doesn't sell, you then essentially don't have a market for until next November. How do you price your items? That's my biggest thing. I'm told sometimes I'm too high or too low. Pricing things is a beast. I price them how I think that they should be priced. And sometimes, yeah, I get the same thing. Sometimes people are like, damn, that's a really good price. And sometimes people will be like, the other direction. I try to pay myself minimum $20 an hour on top of the cost of the thing for me, and then like including glue and sandpaper and the wood, obviously, and a little bit of wear and tear on the tools factored in. And these jewelry boxes, by the end of it, and then I mean, part of it is, what will the market bear? What will somebody pay for this? I'm probably going to charge $125 each for these jewelry boxes, because I think that that's what about they're worth. My slimline pens I sell for $35 Canadian. We're talking Canadian money, so take that into consideration. But I sell the shit out of slimline pens at $35. And that's my biggest moneymaker in terms of profit per effort and cost. I pay myself well over $25 or well over $20 an hour to make slimline pens to sell. But I think I've paid myself less than $20 an hour on many other things. Oh, sorry, beer. I didn't announce beer. It's very on Mike's Wooden Things and stuff. Box stores sell 2-inch poplar dowels. What? 2-inch poplar dowels and 3/4 dowel can batch them out real fast. What are we talking about? Gnomes? I've got a ton of like 8/4 maple that I can make into gnomes relatively quickly if I get it. It's just a matter of if I get to that. I got to do my snowman bottle stoppers because they're going to sell. I'm going to sell all of them. However many of those I make, I am going to sell. I think I'll probably have about 10. And if I get 10 snowman bottle stoppers made and still have time on Wednesday, maybe some gnomes, or maybe a couple of trees, or maybe something else. But like I said, if you don't sell gnomes, well, I mean, sometimes I guess you might sell a gnome not in the lead up to Christmas. Dude, I have a hard time picturing that happening. Anyone planning on seeing the new John Woo action movie Silent Night? Probably not. Not really an action movie kind of guy anymore. It might come around to family to movie night or something like at some point in the future, but my sweet dog is 3 and already emotional about hearing about other dogs. Yeah, dogs are great. That's honestly, it's like probably the only reason. There's a dog walking by right now. The only reason that I've never had a dog is because I don't think that I could handle having a dog and then having to live without that dog, which is going to happen. We know that going in, but I just I don't think that's for me. I don't think that's a thing that I want to go through. Yeah, that's the worst bit. Yeah. Nope. I do not need that. Same. Yeah, that's. Oh, let's cheer it up a little bit. Come on. Let's talk about something fun. Oh, talk about movies. I don't think a Marvel movie has ever only lasted 2 weeks in the theater. We wanted to go see the Marvels last Sunday night for family movie night. It wasn't in the theater anymore. It was only there like 2 weeks. And I never go to movies like in the first couple of weeks that they're out because I don't like sitting next to strangers. I guess mainly is the reason. But damn. Lacquer, let's go. Oh, okay. We'll fire a coat of lacquer on these guys. It's alright, like I said, they already have a couple. Does anybody else do this? Anybody else make themselves a little lazy Susan for firing lacquer on stuff? I'm gonna just fire in some lacquer on a box. Probably end up with 5 or 6 coats by the time everything is said and done on these. And then I'll sort of knock it back with 400 grit sandpaper or something. Does anybody else actually kind of really like the smell of lacquer? It's absolutely killing me. But I kind of enjoy the smell of lacquer. I have a pedestal table that I screwed a Lazy Susan on for finishing. There you go. I bought like a cheap, well, like 6 actually, like Lazy Susan bearings. I just like screwed it to the bottom of a piece of wood. And it's like really, really quite handy. Quick coat of lacquer on 4 boxes. We did a thing. I hate the smell. I don't know. I probably shouldn't like the smell. Like I said, it's the smell of dying. Finish by things by hand most of the time. Me too, most of the time. But like, you know, if you're in a hurry, it's tough to beat a spray lacquer if you want to get a few coats of something on relatively quickly that's relatively durable. Deft, yes. Watco, not so much. I don't know if I've ever smelled Deft lacquer. I think Watco is the only lacquer. Well, it's the only lacquer I've ever used. I've used lacquer type products from other companies. My friends over at Varathane, for example, don't buy anything from them. They suck at making finish. Put it up on the. It's one of the companies that'll never get involved in this show, because I'm not a fan of anything by Varathane that I've ever used. Only chemical smell I really enjoy is Ballistol. I don't know what that is. It's really pleasant for an oil. Sticks good too. I don't know what Ballistol is. Most of my pictures on Instagram, the project is sitting on top of it. On the pedestal thing? Saw your fancy welcome sign today, maybe? That's a cool little project. Aren't most kitchen cabinets still finished with lacquer? I would say most kitchen cabinets are finished with plastic. Most of them are like, what's that shit called? That white plastic stuff that goes on the. Why can't I think of the name of that stuff? I got a pile of it right there. The cheap garbage wood that they put a sheet of plastic over the top of. And it's white. Why can't I think of the name of that stuff? Somebody give me that. Somebody help me out. This stuff I made my my molds out of for the charcuterie, the resin charcuterie boards. That stuff. Melamine. Is that what it's called? This stuff. I think melamine, maybe. I think the majority of kitchen cabinets are that stuff. But yeah, wooden kitchen cabinets, I would say are mostly probably finished with probably like a pre-catalyzed lacquer in a factory. Laminate formica. Erica. I think that's what it's referred to here. My cabinets are finished in boiled linseed oil. Mr. Fancy Pants Waldrop over there with his linseed oil finished cabinets. Made out of hickory or something. What are your cabinets made out of, Paul? Now I want to know what kind of cabinets you finished with boiled linseed oil. Did you build your kitchen? That'd be a cool project. For a bar, you use boiled linseed oil? Okay. Maple cabinets, boiled linseed oil. So your cabinets are yellow? Why would you want yellow kitchen cabinets? Just kidding. They're probably really nice. Concrete countertop, maple cabinets. Sounds like a pretty cool kitchen. I think that would be very yellow, those cabinets. Like I was joking about making fun of you for it, but I mean, technically it would be called like an amber, but I haven't touched BOL since Bourbon Moss showed rags self-combusting. What is BOL? Dark yellowish. Wife wanted them. Okay, yep. The wife wants them, wife gets them. I get it. Sorry, BLO. Okay. I was like, what this shit is amber, golden. Yeah, they're. Mm-hmm. They're probably very nice. Did you turn all the door pulls and drawer pulls and stuff? Or did you use like just store bought like screw in metal hardware? Made our wooden flooring also 7 years ago. That sounds like a job that I do not want to do. I mean, it would be a cool project for sure. But yes. Gotta remember there's a delay. No, made my own out of scraps. Okay, pulls. Gotcha. Sometimes I don't know what you're. If you say things like yes, you need to expand because that could have been 15 seconds ago. We've moved on. Took 2 months to make the flooring and then a week to install it. Nope. Thanks. Anyway. Did you get like a big like forehead molding planer thing to do that job, or did you like manually do it like planer, jointer, router, tongue and groove thing? Damn. That sounds like an ordeal. Don't put a rag inside a cardboard box full of shavings. Why not? I mean, don't put an oil soaked rag in there, but like just a regular rag. Did you find flooring? I did not find flooring. I'm just going to keep my eyes open. I'm not in a hurry. This is a spring project at the earliest. We're probably looking at April or May next year. Manually did a router table. No. I mean, it would be a cool project. It would be fun, but no. Hello, Bawavina Rolling Pin. Still not entirely convinced that's an actual person. And Pinel's on vacation. So don't be weird. I'll make somebody else. Well, if Pinel doesn't manage to show up, I'll make somebody else a moderator tonight. Because somebody's going to start talking about Eggs Benedict or something, and I'm going to need some help. Is that chocolate frosting? What? Is what chocolate frosting? What are you talking about? Sometimes you guys. Eggs Benedict. Matthias has plans for that. Yeah. He probably does. Because he'll make plans for anything for money. Eggs Benedict. Yeah, there he is. Oh, are you asking, is Eggs Benedict chocolate frosting? Chocolate frosting on poached eggs would be better than hollandaise sauce. Would it? Yes. Final answer. I should really, now that I have a more refined palate than when I was a child, I'd like to think I should give Eggs Benedict another go without like the preconception of it being just horrid. And knowing not to expect it to be cheese-like. Because that was the problem. The problem is I thought it was a cheese sauce. And it was not. So the reality did not meet the expectation. But maybe now, and having an expectation that it is not going to taste like cheese sauce. Maybe. I don't even know what Eggs Benedict is for real. I love scrambled eggs. Eggs Benedict is an English muffin, generally an English muffin, a slice of ham, a poached egg, and hollandaise sauce. And hollandaise sauce is, my understanding is that it's sort of like a butter-based cream type sauce, creamy sauce. But when I first tried it, I thought it was going to be cheese sauce. Like it looked to me like it was going to be a cheese sauce, and that was going to be delicious. And it was not. And I have been rabidly anti-Eggs Benedict ever since. But I should give it another try. Unlike any products by Varathane, I should not give another try. I don't know why I'm so mean to some people and companies. This is hot. Doesn't need to be right under my leg. Oh, anybody else making anything cool? Or anybody making Christmas gifts? I'm making one. Possibly two. Possibly three. Probably two, possibly three. Eggs Benedict. Here we go. We got a definition. It is a common American breakfast or brunch dish consisting of 2 halves of an English muffin, topped with Canadian bacon, a poached egg, and hollandaise sauce. Canadian bacon is ham. I don't care what anybody says. The Canadian bacon is not bacon. That's a dumb name for a thin slice of ham. It's I mean, it is different, but I do not consider Canadian bacon bacon. Making a 16-inch ash bowl for the sister-in-law on your big, fancy, new giant lathe. Atta guy. Gonna make some snowman icicle ornaments tomorrow. Cool. Those for gifts, or those just to be making snowman icicle ornaments? Made a bunch of bowls, filling up with candies and cookies and giving away as gifts for family. Hey, there you go. There you go. I have at least, well, the jewelry box. Oh, I was going to give my parents an end table. Not going to get that done. They're pretty understanding, though. If I tell them, like, your gift is coming in January, they're probably going to be like, okay. Might make my Secret Santa gift, my workplace Secret Santa gift. That's yeah. And then maybe somebody gets something that's just like a leftover from the market table. I made you this. Canadian bacon comes from the back of the pig, specifically the loin, whereas ham comes from the hind legs of the pig, specifically the rear and thighs. It's ham. I don't care. It is not bacon. Bacon is the thin, fatty stuff that crinkles when you cook it. And it's amazing. Canadian bacon is ham. Die on this mountain. Canadian bacon is ham. I don't know why. I just, come on. I'm Canadian. And when somebody says bacon, that is not what you think about. That is not a thing that comes to mind when you think of bacon. All the small live edge trees were spoken for. Snowman ornaments for gifts. Okay. Gotta try out my new skew. I still have never tried out my skew. It scares me. Probably because it reminds me of the bench chisel that went into my belly before I knew what I was doing. Some might say I still don't know what I'm doing, but I used to not know what I was doing too. Yeah, that was a very Pinnell kind of a joke right there, and he missed it. Damn vacation. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you I'm on vacation this week. Probably won't be on the show on Saturday. I was like, I checked with HR and they do not have your request for vacation. So I expect you to be at work. Clearly he is just, he's angling for a firing. Well, he's angling for a reprimand. I'm gonna write him up, send him an official warning. Can't just go on vacations that haven't been approved. Bacon is better than that guy or gal who said they would die for you. Bacon did die for you. Bacon's love is yeah. Finally got the legs for the Laguna 1216. I can't justify the cost of those. I want them. I built a lathe station for nothing, essentially. Because the legs for the 1216 are more expensive than they should be. Die on that hill, too. I like Laguna as a company. The stands for their lathes, though, are not worth what they're asking. Same with their light. The lathe light that Laguna sells, that's like a couple $100. Come on. Legs, rather have a cabinet under. Well, I mean, yeah, it's more storage in a cabinet. The legs are cool though. If you got her, yeah. Wanted to build one, but I couldn't get the height right. 27 inches. I guess it's based on your height, so I can't really say what the right height is for you. About 27 inches for me. Well, and you did not get us 29. 29 for me. I don't know if that's ideal, but it was it was close enough. If you watch the, what did I call it? Making a lathe station or something video. It was like an old cabinet from the back that came out of the back of like a telecommunications truck that I was using for my workbench for a long time when I first started. And I figured out that if I just knocked the top drawer off each side, it would be approximately the right height for my lathe. So that's what I did. And then I refurbed, painted it up, and made a new top. And I'm 6'5", so I was bent over a lot. 6'5", I'm 6-ish, so you're at 34, 33, somewhere in there. I'm waiting for the review on the Beaver truck. You're going to be waiting a long time, my friend. I mean, I guess I could just try it how it is and be like, nope, shit, because it's not produced well. I really should send them the stupid video and at least give them a chance to either replace it or tell me, like, sorry, you waited too long by now, or whatever. I should not have to send you a video clip of what's wrong with your thing for you to replace it because of manufacturer defect. Center should be elbow or lower was what they told you. Yeah, elbow is about right. And I think I might be an inch or two over, like higher than elbow. But I was using the little crappy lathe on my workbench, which is basically, I made it to be my outfeed table for my table saw. So it is 37. And I was using my crappy little lathe on that. So 29, much better. Thanks for review is that is garbage. Mine was when it showed up. And it's not well manufactured, guys. Like I should just put the video out and be like, because you can see, like, I take it and I like try it out and I'll be like, well, yeah, okay, it's heavy, but it's cheap cast garbage. Maybe it'll be fine, because I was trying to give it a fair shake and be like, okay, for half the cost of the one-way Talon chuck that I'm used to, is it at least half as good? That's where you have to compare things. Like if you're paying half the price, is it at least half as good or better than half as good? I had my 1216 on your workbench at 36 inches high. Are you like 6'8"? That seems too high for me for be like turning up here, man. Here. When I did the calendar video and photo shoot, I built like an 8-inch platform to stand on so that I could turn at my workbench for the photos that we wanted to get. Worked out really well, actually. Just make a little step stool thing. Have her photograph me making a little step stool thing so that I could stand on it to get the final shots that we wanted. Five seven. Just turning like this. So got his bowl gouge up over his head. It's not safe. Some company didn't pay for the factory's third shift. Did you ask any company about the blindfold challenge you were talking about a couple weeks ago? I have not. I don't. It's not a high priority. Right now, I got to get through the end of the year. I got to get Christmas market stuff, Christmas gifts, and right into 2024. 2024, I'll start worrying about other things than finishing what I got going on. Like businessy stuff. Right now, it's like, other than market table stuff, which is kind of businessy stuff. But gifts and market table stuff right out the end of the year. 2024, refocus on some things. I've got to make the stupid annual resolutions video so that people can make fun of me all year for not accomplishing the things that I said I was going to. Did finally get the neck pocket routed at the angle on the guitar. That's going to be carryover resolution. Next year, one of my resolutions next year is going to be make 2-stringed instruments. I want to get an adjustable height workbench. What for? Trying to think of why you might need a workbench that has different heights. Maybe for hand tools versus power tools. You might want power tools to be up a little bit higher, hand tools a little bit lower. Why you want an adjustable height workbench? Went down a rabbit hole on why WEN products are exact replicas of Rikon and other known manufacturers, and that was the most common answer. China runs 3 shifts, Rikon pays for 2. Yeah, they're like all the planers come out of the same factory with different paint jobs. Pretty sure. All the jointers come out of the same factory, different paint jobs. Pretty sure. Would probably a couple of different enough bits during the production of those things that they are slightly higher quality, like plastic castings, and I don't know. You're right. Like, well, and when I did the review of the King jointer, all my research was looking at it being like, this is the same as the Q-Tech Wahuda dealy. I'm sure it is. And a couple other ones, I think. Or if you're assembling something that might be bigger or small. Okay, wait. If you're assembling something that might be bigger or smaller, putting it at different heights. Okay, I guess. Being able to get it lower for like a bigger piece of furniture. For just use the ground. I understand. I guess I get it. It would be cool. But I don't know how many times I use that function, honestly. I don't think the expense / effort put into making an adjustable height workbench would get its value for me anyway. Just personally, I don't think I would adjust the height often enough for it to be worth the cost / time. First, oh, Pinnell did make it. Yay! Tardy. Oh, you know what I need? I hope that I'm on a big screen TV in your hotel room overlooking Niagara Falls right now. That'd be great. You started early? No, I didn't. I told you specifically. You need to remember that you are further west right now, my friend. It's going to be earlier for you. I'm here the same time as every week. No, usually you're here 15 minutes from now. You're actually early compared to most weeks in terms of the time dip. And it's funny. Shut up. You missed some good conversations. We sprayed some lacquer. We talked about making stuff. We talked about other stuff that was fun to talk about. Further west, overlooking Niagara. Yeah, he's out in Ontario right now. I shouldn't tell people where you are. That's not my place. "8:45 p.m. Eastern Time he started. I'm going to believe you. Sounds correct. It's only 3 hours different. Just accept it, Mike. What am I accepting? Your workbench thing? Everybody can do what they do. I mean, you want an adjustable height workbench, you rock an adjustable height workbench. I will not accept, what I will not accept is that people who consider Canadian bacon. It's not bacon. Why don't you give out my hotel room number too? I don't know it. He's staying at the Super 8 in Niagara Falls. He's in room 217 at the Super 8. If you guys want to go have a visit, meet up, or you can have a Pinnell meetup in 217 of the Super 8 in Niagara Falls. Orange American cheese isn't a thing either. It's not. The Kraft singles. I mean, they're They're delicious in some circumstances, but to call them cheese is probably not accurate. It's true. And they call it American cheddar, don't they? Those like processed slices, or do they just call it American cheese? I thought it was called American cheddar. Three pizza orders show up at 217 Super 8. I wonder who's staying in 217 at the Super 8. You should call it. Hey, Pinnell, yeah, I'm going to need to do some research. I want you to call the Super 8 and ask for room 217 and see who it is. And be like, this is a guy on the internet talking about giving out your room number right now. Be like, what? Canadian bacon is sandwich meat. It makes for a good breakfast sandwich for sure, but don't call it bacon. It's not bacon. Canadian bacon is called bacon. The difference is that Canadian bacon comes from I know you keep defining it, but I don't care about the definition and where it comes from on the animal. If I ask for bacon and you give me Canadian bacon, I'm going to be like, where's my bacon? We just call it American cheese. Oh, okay. I thought they called it American cheddar, but whatever. Deluxe singles can be truly called cheese. Individually wrapped cheese. Yeah, oh yeah, okay. So like, but that's just pre-sliced cheddar. That's not a single. Those aren't. You know what I'm talking about. The pre-wrapped. There's plastic around each piece. You can leave it on the counter for like days, and it turns into like a hard chunk of plastic type. Like, I'm pretty sure. I don't know this for a fact. I'm pretty sure Kraft buys the stuff that came off the hot dog factory floor that didn't make it into the hot dogs, and they just add like artificial flavor and color to it and then press it into slices. This episode sponsored by Kraft. Mike, what's your take on Spam? Honestly, I don't know that I've ever had Spam. I can't have an opinion on Spam because if I've had it, I don't remember having it. But I don't think I've ever had it. It's probably just as good as Canadian bacon. Spam is too salty for you? I'd probably like it then. I do like my things a little bit saltier than most people do. Like, what's the deal with Spam? Like, people just like sort of take it out of the can and like slice it and then fry it? It's a meat type product. It's basically like the American cheddar version of meat, like a meat version of American cheddar. If American cheese was a meat, it would be Spam, right? Fried Spam sandwich with American cheese slices. Oh, we're getting good. That actually sounds pretty good. I don't think I've ever had Spam, but that sounds pretty good. Add Canadian bacon to the boycott list. I'm not against Canadian bacon. I do like Canadian bacon as a food. I don't like that that's what it's called. I don't like, why does it have the word? It should not be called bacon. It should not have the word bacon in its name. That's the only problem I have with Canadian bacon. I buy Canadian bacon. I use it on egg muffins. It is delicious stuff in many circumstances. They misnamed it. McGill knows. Yeah, but it is ham. It is ham. I don't care. I will die on this mountain. You fight me. It's like that meme, like the change my mind guy with the coffee. Canadian bacon is not bacon. Change my mind. Holding this coffee cup. No, Canadian bacon is just ham. Change my mind. Anybody want to Photoshop me into that meme with that sign that says Canadian bacon is ham? Change my mind. And me with the coffee cup. That would be cool. I would appreciate that Photoshop. They should call it circle bacon. A bacon disc? No, not a bacon. It's like, it's a ham disc. It's a disc of ham. Don't have the word bacon in it. But it sometimes is not precisely a disc. Sometimes it's like, it's just whatever. Why are we doing? Kraft is a very interesting company. Okay, here we go. They were so big and now they're reduced to just a plant or two. Mid-2000s, their popularity dropped off cliff. Extreme change. When did Bob buy the New England Patriots? I do enjoy the tangy zip of Miracle Whip. And I like a good Kraft single. Pork discs. There we go. Pork disc would be just fine. But then you like thin pork disc, because otherwise, like a pork chop could technically be considered a pork disc. Just as they don't call Philly cheesesteak in Philadelphia or buffalo wings in Buffalo, why is it called Canadian bacon? Why does it have the word bacon in it at all? I don't know. Maybe it's called Canadian bacon because a Canadian found that particular cut of the pig and decided to start using that part of the pig as a meat. I don't know. You Miracle Whip, we can't be friends now? It's not a good reason to not be friends with someone. Like, I would never say, like, oh my God, you don't like Miracle Whip, we can't be friends? Come on, man. Friends off. I can only be friends with people who like Miracle Whip. Like, that's fucking weird. Should be called pea meal ham. In some stores, name it pea meal ham? Oh, okay. The name was created when this product was first imported from Toronto to New York City. So a Canadian did decide to start making that part of the pig into a meat. My Navy buds from New York got all bent out of shape when I sent them a pic of a pizza place in Buffalo saying I finally had New York pizza. That's good. I like that. In Canada, do you have Best Foods Mayo or Hellmann's? I know we have Hellmann's. I have Hellmann's in my fridge right now, I think. Wife likes mayo. I prefer Miracle Whip. So we have to have both. Because I don't like mayo. I don't know that I don't like mayo. I prefer the tangy zip of Miracle Whip from my friends at Kraft. Thanks, Kraft. I don't know if we have Best Foods mayo. Definitely Hellmann's. Hellmann's and Best Foods are the same company. East of the Rockies, they call it Hellmann's. Really weird. West of the Rockies, they call it Best Foods. Well, I am west of the Rockies, but I'm west of the Rockies in Canada, but it's called Hellmann's here. Why is it west of the Rockies in the States? It's called something else, but west of the Rockies in Canada? Mystery. Miracle Whip, good enough to just put on bread and make a sandwich. That's all I use it for. I use it in sandwiches and sometimes a burger. Sometimes a burger will get the bottom bun. We'll get a mayo layer. Sometimes a chicken burger. I mean, these are all sandwiches. Burgers, chicken burgers, sandwiches. Yes, they are sandwiches. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Yes, it is. Grab your mayo jar and read the details on the back of the jar. No. Don't tell me what to do. What about in the Rockies? In the Rockies. Ooh. Right? Like, if it's west of the Rockies, it's this name. East of the Rockies, it's that name. What about right at the top of the Rocky Mountains? Do they just, like, not get the product? Cheese in a spray can is the best. Oh. You guys remember? Does anybody remember the cheese? It's not a spray can, but it's like a tip nozzle thing, like a little star-shaped tip nozzle. Oh, and there was a cheese type product. When I was growing up, there was a cheese type product that came in like a bag. It was like and it had a little star-shaped, almost like butthole kind of on it, and you squeeze the bag and it would come out of the like butthole looking. What was that stuff called? I want to taste that again. Why am I just suddenly remembering that? You guys are causing nostalgia. Easy cheese. Is it from my friends at Kraft? Do they make the squeeze through the butthole like liquid cheese, like paste stuff? That was a sentence I just said. Do they make the liquid cheese paste that you squeeze through the butthole stuff? That's what I said. I want that now. It was probably not good, but I remember it being good. But that's the same. Oh man, I got bad news for the people who makes Pop-Tarts, because I got bad news for them. I remember them being good. They are not good. Pop-Tarts? I ate the shit out of Pop-Tarts growing up. And I was like, oh, I remember Pop-Tarts being good. And I tried one, like, I don't know, about a year ago. I was like, damn, is that what they always tasted like? Like, maybe they've gotten worse, but I remember them being better than they are. be fair, they are inferior to the 80s version. So they have gotten worse. And maybe the ones that I remember being good actually were good. There would be some comfort in that, I think. Less sugary goodness, more flavorless dough. Well, that was the thing that I immediately noticed. Like, I put it in my mouth and I was like, why am I eating a piece of cardboard right now? This is not delicious like I remember it being. Pop-Tarts taste better toasted. Well, yeah. Is the audio cracking for anyone else? No, it's that Super 8 internet. Probably. Beer. And probably let's do beer and smokerette. I don't know if you know this, Pinnell, but like Super 8 is known for having really bad internet. Like, maybe next time pony up a couple extra bucks for the vacation and, like, you know, stay at the Ramada. Why are you cheaping out on the vacation staying at the Super 8? Is your family not worth Ramada price hotel room? Why am I ragging on Pinnell? Don't use hotel Wi-Fi, man, unless you want to get hacked. Yeah, Pinnell, what are you doing? Idiot. Pinnell, you making any Christmas presents? Burn. Remember? Because we make fun of you for not making things. And it really shouldn't, because like he made a Maloof rocker. Cannot get a good tasting Swedish potato sausage. What? The shit is a Swedish potato sausage? It sounds like something I want to have in my mouth. It just said I'm not on the Wi-Fi. Well, I didn't see that. Should always use a VPN. I have now hit the friends at NordVPN. Like, those guys, don't those guys sponsor everybody? Where's my NordVPN ad? How come I don't get a video sponsored by NordVPN? Doesn't everybody get that? No, I'm not even good enough to get NordVPN as a show sponsor. Swedish potato sausage is like the fish. Yeah, no, probably not. But Swedish fish are good. The Swedish fish are basically just the little berries in the form of a fish, though. It's the same. I'm pretty sure it's the same candy, just a different shape. White sausage with a special spice. White sausage. What kind of meat they make this out of? But there are more colors, so by default it's better. There's more colors of the fish. I think I've only ever seen the red ones. Maybe I'm mistaken. No, you're right. The Swedish fish. Yeah, there are more colors. You're right. But the red ones, I think, are the berry mixture. Reach out to them, tell them about your friends using a hotel Wi-Fi at the Super 8 in Niagara Falls. I'll just cut out this clip where it's like, I gave you guys free ads already. Like, come on. Oh, the red is berry for sure. Yeah, yeah. Potato sausage is a long sausage. We got more definitions. Typically made from a basic mixture of pork and beef, meat, potatoes, and pork and beef meat. I was like, pork and beef, meat, potatoes. What? I put an extra comma in my head. I was like, isn't pork and beef meat? And seasoning. Some people like to add pork cracklings or bacon in the mix too. This sounds like a sausage I want in my mouth. Yes, that's what I said. Oh, Stephen McLean. Careful, my friend. Like, if you're just being funny and hearkening back, making a humorous reference, that's fine, but watch your step. Do you remember, does anybody remember the names of the Eggs Benedict people last week? Because it's one thing to harken back to a humorous episode and make reference to it. It's another thing to, you know what I mean. Penel, have I even ever seen your rocker? I don't think you've ever even shown me a picture of your rocker. You might be lying. Have I seen your Maloof style rocker? I don't think I have. Got my 2024 resolutions made. You guys want a preview? You guys want to hear what the resolutions are for next year before, in advance of the resolutions video going up? It's my Facebook display photo. Okay, I'll go look after. Literally every time you Facebook message me, it's there. Yeah, but it's like this big in the bottom of my phone. So I clearly have never noticed that picture is a chair. Clearly. My Facebook photo is my whiskey cabinet. Kind of it's like me like opening the door of my whiskey cabinet. Where's the iMac? In the house. Where it's supposed to live. It did live out on the workbench for too long. And it comes out once in a while to do stuff out in the shop. But it lives in my office. Spline. This is spline stock that I'm playing with, in case anybody was wondering. Rocker and I were the February 2017 photo of the Wood Whisperer. Ooh, Mr. Celebrity Fancy Pack. I knew that. I did know that. You did make the Wood Whisperer calendar. That's a big accomplishment. My calendar was just me over and over again. By the way, for those of you who are interested, the 2023 Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff calendar is available at a huge discount. I'm kind of a big deal. I sent that to my boss the other day. It's like, I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of, because I have a cameraman now. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm kind of a big deal. Like, I have a cameraman. The 2024 project videos on Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff are going to be filmed by someone else. Do you use tape when cutting splines? For what? I mean, no. I guess the answer is no. Trying to think of what I would use tape for when cutting splines. So you have a staff. Now, I already had a staff. I mean, Pinnell's been on payroll for what? 3 years, Pinnell? It's on the calendar, I think. Isn't Pinnell becomes channel moderator one of the holidays on my calendar? I have a live show moderator, staff member, and I have a cameraman. And don't tell him I said this. He's not here. He's at the in-laws for dinner or something. Don't tell him I said this, that he's actually pretty good. He's actually a pretty good camera person. Like I was going through the clips, going like most of these are like the video quality in 2024 is going to be significantly improved. Just don't tell him I said that. Tape to hold and pull the cutoff away from the blade. I cut my splines against the fence. I set my fence that far away from my blade, and I cut my splines against the fence. I have a push stick that has a heel on it that's like that wide. And you'll see in the box video. $2024K. Read as 2024 in 4K. No, we're not using the 4K yet. We might get to that point. Right now, we're still using the phone, but we're using the way you should film with a phone, using the actual front-facing, back-facing camera. Usually, I film using the front-facing camera. And I am also, for Christmas, getting myself a new iPhone, which theoretically has a better camera than the one that I've been filming on. I use a thin rip jig and cut my splines away from the fence. That's the smarter way to do it. I don't recall seeing any zero clearance. Yeah, I got a zero clearance insert in my table saw. If I didn't, that's not how I would cut splines. I would do the thing you guys do. And I might go to that eventually now anyway, because I got that stop thing in the segmenting sled thing. Comes with one of those. So I may end up going that direction with it, but right now I'm okay. Just a little bit of like you go approximately this wide, and then you just like you test it and then you tap 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 tap. Now I don't have to move the fence between every cut. I can just go zing, 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 zing with whatever scrap piece of material I'm using to make spline. Oh, the thin strip setup. Yeah, the little roller ball bearing part. Might, but I'm okay right now, the way that I do it. I cut a fair number of splines like that and haven't had any issues. You're right, though. I would absolutely not do that if I didn't have a zero clearance insert. Funny enough, I still haven't set that jig up myself. Me neither. 2024, baby. Segmenting all kinds of things, maybe. I don't know. Like I said when we initially talked about it, I was like, I'm happy that I segmented a thing once. Don't like it'll make it more likely that I do more of that, but it's not going to be like, oh, I have this, I should use it and make segmented things. Wifey was helping make the urn and she tripped your saw by accident. Ooh. Ooh. With a finger? Or a piece of metal, or a piece of wet wood, or like she set off the brake. Now she won't go near the shop. It took me a lot of fortitude to turn my bandsaw back on. And well, I mean, I stayed off the lathe for like a year. Like when my lathe hurt me, I didn't turn for almost a year. Finger barely nicked her. It's all it would take if you didn't have a fancy table saw, though. Did you make her pay for a new brake? I'm glad that she's okay. But that was pretty funny. Come on, that was pretty funny. She wanted to help you make it. That's good. It's good. I'm glad that you have a saw stop and your wife is okay. I'm glad that she wanted to be out there helping you do it. Tell her I said that she owes you a brake, though. Just be like Mike says you have to buy the new brake. Added about $150 to yeah. But just a nick on wife's finger. So that's worth $150. Why? Paul, why are you letting your wife's fingers get that close to a table saw blade, my friend? Sounds like a lack of oversight. I'm funny. Oh. should do something with the excess calendars. What kind of project can I do with excess calendars? Make the calendar, make Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff calendars into micarta and make them into a guitar body. With my face nice on the front, glossy, epoxy. Mike Carta. The Mike Carta calendar guitar. Oh, I was supposed to get one. You're still gonna get one. Because I was gonna send it with your pen. Sometimes I'm not good at things, Todd. And I feel really bad about it when I'm not good at things. You'll get it. It's not going to be much use to you when you get it, but it'll still be a collector's item. One of the very few that are going to be out in the world. Like, it's super limited. I think they were going to be numbered, and it still will be numbered out of 20, but it'll be probably one of 6 or 7 that are actually like out in the wild. The best time to get a calendar is when it's expired. The best time to get a calendar is when you're getting it in support of your friend who made a bad business decision. At least they're all signed and numbered. Pinnell's got one. Peterson's got one. Scotty's got 2. I've got one. Yeah, that's about it. I don't know that's. And then the Patreon people that I'm sending them to eventually. I promise. Still waiting on t-shirts. T-shirts 2024. 2024 t-shirts. I'm gonna add it to the resolution list. Ooh, a decent pen. What's that one? Ooh. Hey. That's a nice pen. Look at this. Purple Heart on blue. Titanium blue. Maple leaf? Is it Purple Heart or is it dyed maple? It's Purple Heart. It's a nice pen. I completely didn't even know that this existed. Or, well, I obviously knew at one point. Totally had forgotten that I made this pen. That's a nice pen. T-shirts. This hardware I purchased from a little company in Canada called William Woodwright. Penblanks.ca. Fantastic folks over there. Not sponsored. Just appreciate what they do. T-shirts. Added to the, in terms of the resolution list though, we should just say like expand the merch offerings. Let's just call it that. Expand merch offerings. There we go. Added to the resolution list. Now I'm up to 5. 5 is a good number. Does Scott just add a day to the calendar to make it work in Australia? Well, he has to add a day and turn it upside down. I think I'm just going to use my laser and make myself a set of coasters. It's going to be cheaper. They won't be official. They'll be counterfeit. Counterfeit coasters. Waldrop, that's bad friending. Making counterfeit Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff coasters. Also, you don't have the proper file for my logo. I would probably send it to you. Bailey Woodworks is back. No, I think you should leave it at t-shirts so you can use up the t-shirts you bought 2 years ago. Well, the expanded merch offerings as the resolution gives me an out in case the t-shirts don't happen. But the t-shirts, if the t-shirts happened, they would count as expanded merch offerings. See? What? See? Because then, I mean, if December rolls around, I still haven't done my shirts, then I can just make different coasters and call it expanded merch offerings and then check it off the list. Resolution: recover some of the money from t-shirts / calendars. Honestly, between the t-shirts and the calendars, $1,000? Maybe? But I did sell like 3 calendars. So did you sell all the marking knives? Oh, fuck. No. No, I still have 5 marking knives. Yeah. I need a business, Mike. I need a decision-making person. I need somebody to. But sometimes people tell me that's not a good idea, and then I do it anyway. So do I really need somebody to tell me that that's not a good idea? If I'm just going to do it anyway? Like, remember when Pinnell was like, don't make a fancy shop stool, man. Just go to Canadian Tire and get a crappy stool. And I was like, no, I'm going to make a fancy shop stool. And then like a year and a half later, I was like, I'm not going to make a fancy shop stool. That was a bad decision. Somebody should have told me calendars were not a good decision, or shirts, or marking knives, or making a YouTube channel. Yeah. Keep on keeping on, my friends. Put one foot in front of the other and head in a direction. And maybe one day you too could stay at the Super 8 in Niagara Falls. What? Doesn't even make sense. I'm not even mad. You made a whole wheel of cheese. Shop furniture should be functional, not artistic, unless you run a fancy woodworking YouTube channel. Well, I mean, that was the idea. I wanted to make a fancy. I needed a stool, and we've met me. I'm not gonna make. If I was gonna make a stool, I was never gonna make like just a standard like 3-legged stool that wasn't cool. 3-legged stool that wasn't cool. I wasn't gonna do that. If I was gonna make a stool, I was gonna overmake the stool. And so I started to do that, and then bought a stool. And now it's going to be an end table. Shirts are a great decision when you outsource it to a print-on-demand service that just sends you a small check when they sell a shirt. Yeah, but it's not as cool. It's cooler to screen print my own shirts. Sometimes you got to do things because it's cooler that way. Like, you go out to a print-on-demand place, you order a shirt, and then I get $4 out of the deal, and you get a mass-produced shirt of questionable quality. Like, what? Come on. We're in trouble then. My shop has walnut and brass tool hangers. Eventually, all of my shop furniture will be handcrafted, dovetailed corners, Douglas fir with walnut drawer. There'd be this red oak panels, one walnut drawer, walnut door pulls. It's not mass produced, it's printed on demand. It might as well be mass produced. They plug it in, the computer just does the thing. There's no person making that shirt. They put it through the thing, and the line makes it. It's not artisan. It's not boutique. Comes off a printer. Heck, I just dovetailed a welcome sign. Because why not? There's no person making a shirt in your shop either. See, this is why he doesn't have any friends. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I 2 points. 2 Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff points. It was pretty good. This is a nice pen. I should use this more. This is a nice pen. I don't know what else I got here. Oh, look, another guitar. Nothing else really. I have various options of Blackwing pencils. There's no person making shirts in your shop either. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, but 3 points. It was better than 2 points. That was a 3-point burn. Beer. And another of Smokerette things. We're not going with it. See, I say this. I'm gonna stand by this. We are not going 4 hours tonight. I can't say this is gonna be a short show like I sometimes say, because like most of the time that's just lies. But we're absolutely not going 4 hours tonight. I'm exhausted. I had a big week. I mean, between all the work in the shop on these boxes, and then work in retail at the beginning-ish of December. I had a busy week. Should leave doors off the shop cabinets so they can fill with sawdust like they do in my shop. Well, I don't have any doors on the sharpening station. And I don't have any doors on the lathe cab rack. So I'm with you somewhat. Went to a heavy metal show last night. Back hurts so bad. Headbanging 4 hours. It was wild. Guitarist of my favorite band threw a pick at you. Did you get it? Oh, my best friend I brought caught it. Did he give it to you? Because if he's your best friend, and that's your favorite guitarist, or the guitarist of your favorite band, and your best friend didn't give it to you, he is not your best friend anymore. Like, I ended with 56 hours, almost had to work today. Well, yeah, I didn't do that much. But, like, between the boxes and the shop, like, for me, it was a lot of work this week. I'm going to go use the washroom facility over on the side of my house. Speaking of next year I should do something with that big pile of maple beside my house. Those are big chunks of a maple tree beside my house that I should really figure out something to do with. Yes, he did give you the pick? Oh, sweet. Was it from the Czech Republic? What if it was your best friend's favorite band as well? What's the etiquette on that? I think you have to figure out who is a bigger fan of that band. I would say it should go to the bigger fan of the band or the guitarist or whatever. And there would have to be some kind of, I don't know, trivia quiz or something like that where you ask each other questions and no, somebody else would have to administer the test. There's ways to figure out who's a bigger fan of a band, me or you. I have a drumstick from band from a few years ago. Got them next to each other now. Oh, sweet. In the front row, all 8 times I've seen that. Yeah, that's a pretty big fan, I guess. Who bought the tickets? Who drove? I don't think that comes into play. I think it has to be who's a bigger fan of the musician or slash band. Yeah. And how badly do you want to still be friends? You're gonna be not friends over a guitar pick. That friendship had problems in the first place, I think. Like if Pinnell and I went to go, if Tragically Hip was still a thing, if we went to go see Tragically Hip and I got a guitar pick or a drumstick or something, we would figure out a way to figure out who's the bigger fan of the Tragically Hip and then we would probably not be friends anymore because whoever didn't get it would be super bitter. His kids call me Uncle Matt. I spoil them. Well, that's yeah. I am Uncle Mike to a few kids. Um, but if me and my buddy Dave, whose kids call me Uncle Mike, went to who would be no, we have different enough musical tastes that it would be pretty obvious which of us is the bigger fan of a band that we went to go see. Yeah, it wouldn't be different. It wouldn't be difficult to figure out like who should own this thing. You're the bigger friend, but I've listened to Ask the what all the Super 8 Wi-Fi messing up your typing too. Oh, you're not on the Wi-Fi. Never mind. He's on vacation. He's been drinking probably. Why not? You're on vacation. He's Ontario hammered. All the albums. Okay. Yeah, well. Yeah, fair. I'm saving one. Because of how big a fan I am, I'm saving one for my deathbed, maybe. Be like, that's the last thing I want to hear before I go. I don't know. All the water you can drink here at the falls. So the falls do still, like, it's still a waterfall? Because I wanted you to check on that for me. Oh, by the way, how big is that tower? Like, that's pretty tall, hey? In Toronto? That's pretty tall. Elevator's quick, though. Like, for how tall it is, it doesn't take very long to get to the top of it. Don't make Saskadelphia the last thing you listen to. That's ominous. That's I will absolutely heed that warning. Oh, interesting question. It kind of grim, but interesting question. Let's put it out there. What do you want in if you could choose, if you get to choose what the last thing you hear music. Let's not say like, oh, my wife's voice or whatever. What's the last song or album or band that you would like to have playing as you go? Fade to Black. Yeah, that's a good answer. That does layers. That's a parfait. Uh, What would I want to be? Given to fly. Maybe. Maybe given to fly. Andrea Butch. Solo the prayer. He's Mr. Fancy Pants there with the Bocelli. Cemetery Gates. Yes. That is an absolutely. I played that at one point. I knew that song at one point. like an old life. I did know Cemetery Gates. Or, yeah, well, I mean, as much as an acoustic guitar player in front of a liquor store could know it, um, it's a really, really good song. Good call. Um, I would keep going. Like, Given to Fly would be a pretty good way to go. I mean, it would absolutely, it would be Pearl Jam or Tragically Hip. Um, yeah, I think on that. As grim as that thought is, that's a cool thought exercise. Toes in the water, ass in the sand, cold beer in my hand. I don't like sand. I don't. That's no. I don't want to go with sand in my ass crack. I'm not a beach guy. It's gritty. I could probably yeah, there's a lot of good songs that I would be fine with being the last thing that I heard. Like almost anything Tragically Hip or Pearl Jam. Except Evelyn. I would not want it to be Evelyn. Or Bugs. Just about everything else that Pearl Jam or Tragically Hip have ever done. You guys got some good options too. Shine On You Crazy Diamond. The only non-Tragically Hip or Pearl Jam song I would want it to be would be Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Done live in concert by David Gilmour. On the what is the album called? A DVD that I've owned like 3 times because I lost it or somebody stole it or don't remember what the name of that concert is. When sitting in a funeral place making decisions, music is a thing that comes up. Kind of sucks when you don't know what they would have liked. I can imagine that would suck, yeah. Paranoid Android. It's a good album. No, it's not Live at Pompeii. I have it upstairs under the TV. I don't remember what the name of it is, but it's a really good concert. Boom, boom. The guy on bass playing bass, like stand-up bass during that concert is fantastic. Playing some fun songs, upbeat or groovy. Yeah, sure. Have fun. I mean, what does he care? He's dead. He or she, I guess. You know, it's funerals are for the living anyway. Honestly, you guys have a good time. Let's at my funeral just play some Pearl Jam, some Tragically Hip, have a good time, get hammered. Have some laughs. I pick all shreddy songs with guitar solos. Sure. Just a couple hours of guitar solos. Just inappropriate funeral songs. I don't know that there's any songs that are inappropriate for a funeral. They're good. I mean, there are songs that are going to be inappropriate for the person that you are memorializing, I suppose. Like, absolutely do not play Christmas music at my funeral, even if it's Christmas. Like, if my funeral happens in December, you guys play Christmas music at it, I will haunt you and your children. Or ABBA. You put an ABBA song on at my funeral, we are gonna have we're gonna go into fisticuffs in the afterlife, you and me. I'm gonna wait for you. As soon as you die, we're gonna. Oh, dancing queen at Mike's funeral. I will haunt your children and your children's children. It'll be bad. Okay. I think maybe we've done this before, where I start to say, okay, let's get it wrapped up, and then it just keeps going. But I'm all out of ideas. I think I could spray another coat of lacquer. Quickest way you can get rid of Mike's ghost: shop full of measuring tapes. It's funny, but I have numerous measuring tapes. Thank you very much. My scotch isn't done yet. You can't end already. Okay. It's that easy. Honestly, it's that easy to keep me going. One person just says no, and I'm like, okay. I mean, now that I basically smoke on the show, instead of like, I don't have any reason. That's why the show started going like stupid hours, is because I don't have to like stop because I gotta go have a smoke. It's very freeing. Frank Zappa, broken hearts are for arseholes. I don't know that song. Damn it, McGill. I honestly, I thought you weren't going to be here at all, my friend. You can go anytime. Enjoy the Super 8. Go down to the pool. Super 8s have pools? Order a beef dip for room service. I would like a beef dip. I don't know the last time I had a good beef dip. Oh! So, I made... Here he goes. And he's back. I made French onion soup earlier this week. Monday night? Tuesday night? Don't know. So I made French onion soup. I have a video on my channel where I teach you guys how to make French onion soup as well. I made French onion soup, and it would have been Tuesday night. because I made French onion soup before Mike came over after dinner to do some filming on the boxes. And wife got hers, but it was on like simmer on the stove. And so it got left on. And me and Mike were down here shooting for a couple hours, and I went back up and it had like boiled off all of the liquid. So it was like just caramelizing in the bottom of the pot. And I was like, I'm not throwing this out. This is going to be useful for something. So I put it in the fridge. You know what the best quesadilla in the world is? You just boil down French onion soup until it's a paste. And then you put tortilla in a pan, cheddar cheese, boiled down French onion soup goo, cheddar cheese, tortilla. And you just cook it, flip it, cook it, cut some salsa and sour cream. Oh, damn. So good. You can make French onion soup and you just boil it until all the liquid's gone and you're just left with like the oniony goo. And you just, so good. Sounds amazing. It was really, really good. Yeah, I might intentionally do that. Like, I mean, we're talking about boiling down, like cooking onions and then boiling them down with like a liter of beef broth and a bottle of wine and a bunch of garlic and thyme and boiling all that liquid off. So it's like an oniony, beefy, winey concentrate. Really good. So you are left with French onion soup mix. No, it's not. If you put that stuff in a dehydrator, I suppose you would be left with French onion soup mix. Like it just add water. Yep. Yeah, kinda. There's thyme in French onion soup. Their thyme is French onion soup. I'm guessing you're asking, is there thyme in French onion soup? There's thyme in my French onion soup. Make a loaf of bread with it. Ooh. You're right, that would be good. Or like a ciabatta bun with some of that stuff and some cheddar in it. Like a cheddar onion ciabatta bun made with that stuff. I made bread once and put French onion powder, mixed powder in it. Yeah, that does sound pretty good. That does sound pretty good. Bread with French onion soup mix in it does sound pretty good. Brain is faster than index finger. I'm just going to point out that you still decided to hit go on it after you wrote it. You could have hit back a couple of times and then fixed what it was before you hit go. Beer. Don't. Just saying. Didn't have to hit send. Anyway, scoffs at proofreading. Too many people scoff at proofreading. Gonna hit the hay. All right. Later, Paul. See you in 2 weeks for the last live show of 2023. Mike will proofread it for you. No, I'm not proofreading. Do not send me your YouTube comments for proofreading. I do proofread things for people when they're important. I have edited / proofread things for Pinnell that were important. And because I'm a good friend. Good night, all. Oh, we're not going anywhere. Well, right now we're not going anywhere. Paul's going to bed. We're still good. Because McGill wants me to keep going. So let's keep going. What kind of scotch are you having, Sean? What are you rocking tonight for your scotch? I don't have any, or I'd join you. I'm out of bourbon too. It was pretty good. It took me 3 weeks to drink that bottle of bourbon. It's pretty good. Glenlivet Caribbean Reserve. That's a good one. That is a better than expected bottle of scotch. I think that might be what the empty bottle of scotch is in my whiskey cabinet right now. Because I don't like it to be empty, so I'll even if they're empty bottles, get my empty Maker's Mark in there, and I've got my empty Glenlivet Caribbean Reserve, and I've got this that we got. I want to re-veneer this. It's a little flask that Boss gave me that was sitting on the shelf for way too long, and she's like, "Do you want this?" I was like, "Sure." And I'm thinking I'll peel off this veneer. I've got that box of walnut veneer that Tyler Peterson gave me, and I'll re-veneer this little metal flask, and maybe laser the Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff logo on there. I got the $15 bourbon going tonight. I just can't get it. We do not bring in the cheap garbage bourbon. I want to try it. I want to try it with you guys. I can't get it. Apparently nobody here wants to buy cheap garbage bourbon, so they don't bother bringing it in. 11 people watching and 11 thumbs. What's going on? I've got 13 people watching on my side, and I've got 10 thumbs. So now I've got 14 people watching and 10 thumbs. Come on, guys. You're having fun, aren't you? Steve, come on, man. It's not. We've moved past it. It was funny, but oh no, he's done. But now I can do it. Oh, never mind. He's gone. Thank you. But Stanifer's the worst on the bottom. Sure. Oh, he was just hidden? I don't want him hidden. I want him yeah, I can hit that button. I don't know what that did, but take that, Stephen McLean. I warned you twice. 3 strikes and whatever. A decent little flask. But, yeah, Stanifer's the worst. I can only hide or time out. So I need to give you more privileges so that you can like block. Or did you see your Jim Beam bottles? I did see those. Yeah, those are cool. I did enjoy the Jim Beam honey. Was a again very, very sweet, but it was tasty. Bourbon in general is just a little bit too sweet for me though. Penel, I will give you more authority. The next time I go into my settings, I'll be like, make Penel able to slap people around. Or I don't even know if that's an option. Again, you like to make you able to ban people. Let's just remember the name Stephen McLean. If he ever shows up again, we'll make fun of him for a couple minutes and then kick him out. Does that come with a raise? Yeah, obviously. I'm not going to give you an increased role without increasing your remuneration. I'm a good employer. Like, only shit employers give people more responsibility and power and things without increasing their remuneration. Come on. Shouldn't even have to ask that. Okay, let's be honest with each other, Chris. Am I or am I not the best employer you've ever had? Like, you can be honest here. We're all friends. I can take it. If I'm not, I'll try harder. But like, I would venture a guess and say that I am the best employer you've ever had. Can you talk to my real boss? You send me an email address and I'll send them a message. Be like, look, my employee Chris Penel is a boon to your organization. I would appreciate it if you would treat him more appropriately for the role that he has within your organization. Sincerely, Mike Davies from Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff. And then at the bottom it'll say like, recognize. It'll probably work. Maybe next year's vacation you can splurge for the Ramada. Oh, I don't care. I find myself funny. And sometimes you got to be the one to make you laugh. When positions are vacated, don't just pile the work on the remaining employees. I feel that. I know how that feels. I'm sorry that you're in that situation. You can't ask less people to do the same amount of things. They're already doing as much as they can do. If they're decent employees, they're already doing as much as they can do. You can't just be like, okay, well, here's more things to do in the same amount of time for the same amount of money. And expect them not to burn your fucking building to the ground. Like, it's. Companies do not have feelings, just shareholders with second homes to pay. There are companies who have no, the company itself doesn't have feelings, but there are companies who have there are employers and managers and things that do have feelings and take care of their people. There are. Generally, they're not very big companies, but there are companies and organizations that treat their people well and are beneficial to our society. There are. That's why I've been in OT since May. Is it optional overtime though, Todd? Like, is it just like this is now how you have to live? Suck it up, or is it like you could choose or not? Because at least if it's like, hey, here's the opportunity, if you would like it, to work a bunch of overtime, and then you say yes, please. That's a different situation than just like, this is the job that needs to be done. Suck it, Todd. You're doing 100 hours this week. Those are two different scenarios. Companies that are not evil. Yeah, I do not work for one of those companies. You work for Lowe's? Who? One of you works for Lowe's. I'm not saying Lowe's is an evil company, but I remember that one of you works for Lowe's. Sorry, not sorry, if that's the situation. I will call out Lowe's for making my friend Matt do shit work for shit wage. I'm a field service engineer in healthcare. The next closest guy west is 8 hours away. I'm a field service engineer, apparently. You guys are both field service engineers? Todd and Matt are both field service engineers. I don't even know what that means. Fix printers and security cameras. Xerox and Pitney Bowes stuff. Oh, that was weird. You both, yeah, field service engineer is like an actual thing. I do. Technically, I work for an IT company that supports Lowe's in IT. Okay, you don't work for Lowe's, the company. You work for a company that's contracted by Lowe's. Gotcha. Fix stuff on client sites. Okay. Field service engineer. You're not really engineering anything, though, are you? You're fixing their stuff. You're not making new stuff. Don't engineers make new stuff? It's Canadian bacon all over again. Shouldn't be called bacon. You guys should not be called engineers if you're just fixing things that other people broke. Don't engineers like design and produce new things? My position is also field service engineer. I'm gonna start calling myself a field service engineer because I go down to the Crow's Nest Artist Collective and I fix things there. and that's on site. I am also a field service engineer. Fennell, are you a field service engineer? I cannot imagine the cluster when people holding it together are gone. Yeah. Yep. I'm a field service engineer in accounting. He goes on site, makes spreadsheets, and engineers solutions to other people's financial difficulties. I drive a lot, listen to podcasts, and stress out over fixing things that are usually broken because people / training or it's really dead and needs replacing. Oh. You get paid to drive and listen to podcasts though, right? Like that's pretty cool. I mean, of all the jobs, driving and listening to podcasts for numerous hours, I would think is a pretty cool job. And then once you get there, you do like 20 minutes of work and then turn around and drive back. Oh, that'd be really cool, actually. And then you can have Karen's hash browns at the little corner diner on your way home. I listen to a lot of podcasts. Sweet. I had a podcast. Remember when I had a podcast? Horror fiction, like No Sleep podcast, and this stuff like the Prancing Pony podcast, like Lord of the Rings. There's the guy that runs the Tolkien University guy. You know that guy? Where like every episode of his podcast is like a paragraph, and they analyze a paragraph of the Lord of the Rings. You know this guy? I'm in about 100 of 540 Wood Talk episodes. I'm up to date. Also add Shannon's Lumber Industry Update to your podcast list. Fantastically knowledgeable guy who has a podcast that's about wood, but working with wood sneaks in sometimes. And it's a really, really good. Sometimes the audio quality isn't awesome because he's interviewing somebody like over Zoom or stuff like that. So sometimes the quality of the audio is a little bit wanting, but the content of that show is fantastic. Corey Olson, that's his name. Had a Ryko copier at a past job, and when the field service engineer left our office, I would say, see you tomorrow. Yeah, nice. I wish I could listen to woodworking related stuff. Why can you not? You're listening to woodworking related stuff right now. What do you mean? Oh, like during work? Oh, because McGill, I forgot. McGill actually works for CSIS. So his computers are all monitored by the government, Secret Service kind of people. Am I not supposed to tell people that? And also, I just made that up one time live on the show and have no actual confirmation that that's... My opinion of printers has changed a lot in the last year. They're totally made better than needed and are made to be repaired. Really? My opinion of printers is that you basically just might as well replace the printer when the ink runs out, because the ink is going to cost you as much as a new goddamn printer. I mean, for household, obviously for like big industrial printers, like office type printers, probably not. But like little household printers and stuff, you might as well just throw the printer in the dump and buy a new printer when your ink runs out. But $80 for new ink or $67.95 for a new printer. Spend all my time listening to IT, security, infrastructure, and other related stuff. Well, this is the decisions that you make, my friend. You don't have to, that's not how you have to spend your time. $2,000 laser printer worth buying parts. Well, yeah, I'm talking about the one that I got at Walmart for the home office or whatever. Like literally, it costs you more to get new ink for it than you could buy a new printer for. I am not just like that's not an exaggeration. I will pay for overpriced ink because I hate that printers are considered disposable now. I also hate that. And we do pay for overpriced ink. I'm just saying it is a thing you can do. I'm not saying, I'm not recommending doing that. I'm just saying, like, I can understand why people are like putting their printer up on Facebook for free and saying, like, you can come have my printer, it just needs new ink. Because it economically, it makes more sense for you to just buy a new printer. Beer. I think we have an HP. I'm not sure. The cartridges that come with your printer are not even half full either, so you need to get new ink cartridges sooner. Okay. Why? Yeah, it's just a money making thing, right? They just like they only fill them up a little bit so that you have to buy a new ink cartridge, and then you just throw the printer out and buy a new printer instead. Capitalism. Cannot even run a home inkjet for more than 7 years because the ink becomes hard to find and they price gouge. Cartridges that come with Walmart printer are not as full as the replacements. Yeah, that's what. I would love to have like a last printer ever printer where it's like and it takes up a corner or a room. I don't print a lot, but I would love to just have like this is now the last printer. Big office one that you can sit on and do your butt cheeks as a photocopy. Epson has cartridges that blow a mini fuse in them, so you can't refill them at the kiosk shops. Oh, that's an additional layer of dick. Get a cheap laser printer. Are cheap laser printers actually worth buying? I find cheap anythings are generally not worth buying. print everything at work. I don't like to do that because I'm a good employee. I print a couple of personal things at work every once in a while, and I like just drop a couple of quarters into the till. Like sometimes I'll fire Natty a message and be like, I need to print off some lyric sheets. Can I just like run down to the office real quick? Because I'm out of ink and I refuse to pay for refill ink. Can I go run down there and I'll just drop a toonie in the box and print some lyric sheets or whatever? The boss knows. Well, you got a good boss then. Blink twice if you print at work. I have once or twice printed personal things at work while I was being paid. One time, one lyric sheet, because it was the one that I had forgotten to do on the Monday when I told her I was going in. Is she here? But I overpaid on the Monday, so. Brother Investment tank. Just pour in from a jug. Hey. Yeah, I don't know what kind of printer we have, but it's like, it's one of those situations where it's like it's out of ink. Do we go more ink? Or because how much printing do we actually do? She can do hers at the office, and I can pay Nadia to do mine at the office. Yeah, I gotta piss again? Jeez. Inkjet cannon for wife's craft project. Yeah, we don't print enough that. Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, I'll use some of my fancy pants YouTube money. No, not. I'm not spending YouTube money on a printer. It would also take me a really long time to buy a good printer with YouTube money. But having said that, YouTube is great, and Google, its parent company, is also great. Thank you for this opportunity, Google/YouTube, for being wonderful global citizens and allowing me this opportunity. This episode brought to you by Google and the tangy zip of Craft Miracle Whip. YouTube suggested jerry rig everything bunker build video. 7 million subs can apparently allow you to afford a ridiculous giant underground bunker. Yeah, I imagine it would. Damn. 7 million. I can't imagine. I can't even fathom what it would like. I can't even fathom what it would be like to have 100,000 people watching this, let alone multiple millions of people. Maybe 2024 with the advent of a cameraman. Maybe that's the corner that needed to be turned. Got a cameraman. Honestly, like I said, don't tell him I said this, but like the filming is pretty good. I'm looking forward to putting this particular video out into the world and seeing what you guys think of the new style of video production that we're doing. And it's fun, and it's forcing me to be accountable to another human being, to like let's move to the next thing, move to the next thing, move to the next thing, and like not waste his time. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to create more videos, better videos, and a different style of video for the channel going forward. Just the steel on that project is tens of thousands. Over 100,000 in steel. Yeah. Google is paying him to build an underground bunker. That's cool. That's cool. Google pays me enough. Now, I was going to say Google pays me enough to drink beer on the show, but it doesn't. Google does not cover the beer cost on this show. I watched a live for the guy who's a shill for Wood River one night. The amount of people commenting on it was so crazy, it made my head spin and I had to leave. Yeah. I don't like, yeah, doing a live show where there's like thousands of people watching it. Like when Wood Whisperer Mark Spagnolo was doing live shows all the time, like he literally had to do them with his wife so that she could like sort through the comments that were whipping by and like grab questions and stuff for him, because you would never be able to do it yourself with that many people talking. Is it 12-foot diameter? Looks bigger, but 12. Oh, you're talking about the bunker? Oh. It's like, is what a 12-foot diameter? Like, no, my penis is actually quite small. There are good Wood River items, but yeah, I'm not interested. She took a job a few years ago, no longer working as a Wood Whisperer employee. I don't think that's true. She did take a job at a school. She was like substitute teaching when they were back in Colorado. But I think now that they're in Missouri, I think she is back as an employee with the company. But I don't know. I'm not like, I don't sit and like, I don't have a chat room with Mark. We're not that tight. She's making laser stuff though. She's doing the branding stuff. She's always been like their main digital internet-y businessy person, I think. She was at Handworks and I talked to her, fanboy. Yeah, I bet. I honestly, Mark and Nicole, well, Mark and what he has done over the years is like a huge inspiration to me. He's like, we've never met or spoken directly to each other. He's like, I would call him a mentor of mine. I have learned a lot from that gentleman. He seems like a really good, genuine, down to earth kind of dude. gonna stop talking. I'm Mark's wife, she says. No, you're your own person, Nicole. Like, you are a significant section and important component to that organization. You are not Mark's wife. I guess, though, there are probably a lot of people that don't have that close of a relationship with that family and might not even know her. So yeah, I guess it makes sense. I think it's a little bit funny that she introduces herself that way. Because she's probably also not like the percentage of people that know, like I would, if I was walking down the sidewalk in a random location and I saw Nicole Spagnuolo, I would recognize her instantly and be like, oh my God, you're Nicole Spagnuolo. But I don't think a high percentage of the people who know Mark also know Nicole, like to see her on the street. It's funny though. All right, 3 hours? Should we stop at 3? McGill, are you done your scotch? I promised we wouldn't go 4. I'm about to head off to snooze. All right. McGill says we can go. He's the reason we did the last hour. Ish. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks for the final 2023 episode of the live show. It's 11:45 here in Ontario. Oh, that's right. Hey, McGill, you should go pop over to the Super 8 down in Niagara Falls and hang out with Pinnell. You guys have a bevy. How long are you there for? Are you there for a couple of nights, Chris? I mean, it's just down the road from Ottawa. It's only a 6-hour drive. Yeah, there you go. Did you ride the boat at Niagara? I didn't. Benelli, you take the boat under the fall. What is it called? Hold on. Trivia. The Spirit of the Mist or something. The boat that goes something mist. Is it like the spirit? Is it the Spirit of the Mist? That'd be weird if I got it right the first time. Or like Made of the Mist or something like the boat tour that goes under Niagara Falls. There's no boat ride in December? I guess probably not. It's Made of the Mist. Yeah, see, I knew it was something. It's something like that. Just a weird piece of trivia that Canadians have for no reason. Or they are close to having. All right. I said the thing. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, everybody. Bye for now. I will end by saying that I am a little bit disappointed in the Oregon Ducks. That they could not close out their season with a win in the Pac-12 championship against Washington. But I'm used to being disappointed by sports teams. Bye for now. Back in 2 weeks for the last show of the year. This week I got to finish these boxes and market stuff. Wish me luck. Bye for now.